As you might imagine, the search feature allows you to search for messages that meet certain parameters. To get to it, just click on search on the bottom left side of the screen, and this one looks a little bit different from the others. Instead of a list of folders on the left and the messages contained in those folders on the right, you have the search parameters on the left and the search results on the right. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory, but I want to go through a couple that might need a little explanation. First of all, search domain allows you to set whether you're searching just for faxes yourself or for faxes that were sent by anyone in your group that you have permissions to see. And the change here, if we change it from yes to no, you'll notice that username is grayed out. It's only going to search for faxes that you've created. We'll set that back to yes. From date and to date are pretty obvious. However, the behavior's a little unusual in that in the other places where you've had date and time, you've had a calendar and a clock. In this one, you only have the clock. If you click on the field itself, you get the calendar. Now, when you're looking at the calendar, obviously today's day is highlighted, and we're going to set from, we'll say the 9th, and you notice at 12 a.m. Now we'll go to the to field and we'll choose today, and you notice it did it for 11:59 p.m. So that would encompass all faxes sent from the very beginning of the 9th until the very end of today. If we scroll down, we see we can filter on things like the message number. That's the pop-up you've been seeing every time you send a fax. The tracking number, this is the information that you could enter into the tracking info fields. Fax number, the ID from the caller's unit, the email address, the subject, and various other fields. We'll get into these in just a second. So let's go ahead and do a search, and we see some results over on the right. These are some various tests, test faxes and faxes we've been using. Now, if you want to clear these fields out, you can just hit reset. That'll clear out the results and the search parameters. If we want to, we can go in and filter on, say, inbound faxes. Hit search. We should only get some here. And you can see the tracking info and all that. Now, if you want to change one of these type, failed, or held flags, you can drop it down. You can change it to inbound and outbound. If you want to delete it, you can either hit the reset button to clear all the search parameters, or click on this little thin blank line right there, which will remove it. And at the very end, I'll show you what happens if you do it the other way by using the backspace button, which sometimes is a valid key for clearing out text boxes. So let's go now and let's search only for my own faxes. And you remember we talked about tracking numbers and how they're important. Well, let's go in here and we're going to search for those that have RFP anywhere in it. And we hit search, and now all of the RFP faxes that we've been dealing with show up in the results set. Okay? The final thing to know is that these search parameters are ANDed together. So if we were to say RFP and inbound, it will only return those with RFP and the tracking information and a type of inbound. So when we hit search, we're down to one result. Now, I said a minute ago I would show you what would happen if you hit the backspace button, which is again a common way to clear drop-downs. Don't make that mistake, because as soon as you do, you get logged out. It's just the way the system works. It's easy to avoid, but you might do it once or twice and wonder what happened. It's totally normal.